And we should be back now, hopefully with a smoother viewing experience. Yes, it is. So, let's do a bit of a rundown here. We have coolest in P1 right now with the fastest time, so slightly unexpected here in Vegas. I'm gonna be real. Coolest has been a driver that has pace, but I mean, not a dominating pace, we can say that.
Yeah, never P1 pace, yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's an interesting development.
For sure, for sure. Kiziel has been looking fast also these last races, so it's good to see him there in P2, Pull Diver P3, followed by Phil in P4 with a 31.6, and is going to start a lap soon, and he was about to crash into that wall there, it looks like. Followed by Hype's Wolf, who's still in the...
Okay. What?
Okay, thank you, game. So we're gonna go to War in P6 in the McLaren. Who is just starting his lap, so I think we can follow him now for this last lap of the qualifying session.
Yeah, so sprint qualifying, obviously. So yeah, you have less time. Also, it's a bit more pressure to get a lap on, and you can see Elias actually joined the session, like I said. So let's look out for his name at the end of the race. But here we go. Following War 5473, obviously. Got to be very speed focused here in Las Vegas, as there's a lot of high speed straights and also DRS zones that could be exploited. I hope we don't see a lot of DRS rates as he hits the wall. They're not the best line. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of DRS zones that are going to be exploited. Also, the setups are going to be featuring very low wings, which can make some of the racing a bit kind of clunky, as most of the drivers are going to be understeering into the corners. So we're going to see how it is during the course of the race. But Elias goes P1 as we see War going through the Las Vegas Boulevard here, and yeah, and Trains actually sets a time faster than Elias, 5 tenths, not 5 tenths, 500s faster than Elias.
Yeah, so remarkable job there from Trains. Yeah, out-qualifying Elias, the championship leader at this moment.
Yeah, and big development in the championship race here, as Lars is not going to be racing, so we're going to see how much Elias can capitalize on his championship rival not being here in this race, as War finishes his lap, and that's going to be the end of sprint qualifying 1. War finishes in P8, but some of the drivers still have a lap to do, just like Kiziel, who gets a 134, outqualifies both Elias and I Like Trains, and heads to sprint qualifying 2 on the top of the table. Phil goes across the line, is P7 with Aston Martin.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, okay. Phil Saxon, I guess he got P7. I couldn't swap to him. But yeah, he got P7, so it's actually pretty good quality for the Mercedes driver, because he's not used to being in front of drivers like Phil, and close to Ipes Wolf, who's also named Reese.
Pool Diver heads up to P2, outqualifies both Elias and I Like Trains. So it's going to be a 1-2, Kiziel and Pool Diver. You would like to see Elias to be a bit more to the top of the timing table, but it's not the case this time, as Elias has to settle for 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe just the fact that he only got 1 lap in, maybe he messed up a little bit of his lap. So yeah, a bit of a compromised qualifying session for the Bahraini driver, but yeah, I'm sure that just enables us to see just a better start overall. I think having a fast driver trying to gain positions at the start is gonna be pretty much essential.
Yeah, we'll see how it is in turn 1 in the race, but yeah, so it's gonna be short sprint qualifying. Obviously, I think is the sprint grid reversed?
I'm not sure actually for this season. I'm not sure if we still have this rule on, but I mean we'll see that. I mean, if Kiziel doesn't start first, we're gonna have our answer.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so yeah, that's the rundown for sprint qualifying 1. Leland, P14. You could say that this is his home race, as he feels very much at home here in Las Vegas. Leland, usually a gambler, being called a gambler by his friends here in LRC. But as we head into the sprint, we'll see if the grid is reversed or not. But it's interesting to see Koulas in P5, don't you think?
Yeah, very, very. I mean, you were referencing Leland before, and I mean, I hope he nails the strategy and hits the jackpot here. That would be really perfect for his race and the overall championship standings. Especially because he's still to bring points to, and I am driving. But yeah, he's still to bring
Okay.
points to the table. So, yeah,
What the?
I
Okay.
think this is just
This is
a game feature apparently.
this is this is abnormal. Usually, one of the commentators doesn't start the race, but for some reason, did you click spectate before joining?
Yes,
Okay, well, maybe because you restarted the game. I guess I don't.
potentially.
I literally don't know what could have happened there. But yeah, we can see the tires for the grid as you can see everyone is going on the medium, so it's probably going to be medium. Okay, as I say that, Phil goes onto the soft. So it's going to be for most drivers, it's going to be medium hard. But let's see what Phil does if he has the pace to capitalize on those soft tires and then make those hards last to the end of the race. Maybe he's got something figured out that the rest of the grid doesn't. But for, like I said, for everybody else, it's going to be probably a medium hard or a hard medium.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now I'm trying to figure out if the strategy is can actually include a soft, but I would guess so, yeah, because this is a sprint race. So we're not gonna see the classic medium hard or hard medium. So I mean, yeah, soft it is for Phil and for Balto. It looks like the Aston Martin drivers have set their minds to starting on soft tires.
Yeah, that's interesting. You usually wouldn't see that in Las Vegas, but they're taking a gamble, as it is Las Vegas they're racing in. So yeah, let's see if that gamble pays off or if they're gonna be in debt by the end of the race.
Yeah, let's see. But I fear I'm not gonna be. I'm not sure I should retire right now. So, I think I'm gonna have to try the
I don't know if you
formation
can
lap.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
At
yeah,
least you're shouting at the back, okay? So you're not getting like you're not influencing anybody ahead of you.
yeah. So I'm gonna warm
I
up my
hope.
tires.
Yeah, so show off those driving skills.
Launch map is good, but we
Yeah.
learn the gears. So go into each one with a plan. We're
The
gonna
engineer. I mean,
brakes,
you can
some
you
acceleration,
can
then
drive up to
tyres and
Lella and tell him
brakes.
you're his engineer. You can tell him what to do at the start of the race.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's legal though.
Hold on. So, uh,
So what does one do at the
that is the
start
question.
in this situation?
That is the question. Okay. All
You
right.
can
So
retire
I
and
have
then okay, so
confirmation
yeah.
from Coolest that it
Okay.
would create a safety car if I retire. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's first lap, so I guess it shouldn't. I mean, I don't know how well made this game is, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
So as we get through this formation lap in AERO's car, I mean, look at the strategy rundown. Kisiel, pool diver. So the top 8 opting for the mediums, and let's see if Phil gets a jump on with the softs. I mean, he's probably going to be trying to overtake Soxon right off the bat. So let's see if he does that. We're going to keep an eye on him throughout lap 1. And also Saul and the Aston Martin, starting 13th, also on the soft. Both of the Aston Martins have opted for the soft.
Yeah.
I do not know why, but I mean, it could pay off for them.
I am guessing the strategy now is to be gaining a lot of positions in the start because, I mean, they've had a subpar qualifying, so it makes sense both for Phil and Sol to be, sorry, Balta to be starting with softs. Yeah, hoping to gain some positions at the start. And yeah, for all the other ones, they're gonna play the long game and try to hold those 2 Aston Martins behind them because, yeah, that's how they're gonna win the first stint, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, Kvyat Bona. I don't know if Kvyat Bona qualified or not, but yeah, he's starting 15th. I don't know if he even got a lap in. Maybe he was disqualified or something.
I
But
am
yeah,
not sure.
yeah, you're going onto the grid, so you can retire once the race starts.
So I'll have to wait until the race actually starts. So yeah, we're gonna miss.
Yeah, we're gonna miss the first lap, but it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. So I'm waiting just to be able to retire. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So goodbye. But I guess from
So
what I can see.
Leland is dropped to the back, and War also has. Okay, there you go. Kisiel maintains his P1 position. I like trains. overtakes Pool Diver, while Pool Diver has to settle for P3. Elias right behind him, 2/10 behind. This is going to be a bit of a train as we head into into the sprint race. There's only going to be 6 laps, so it's going to be elbows out to straight out throughout the race. And we can see Phil is still in 9th, so that gamble on the soft didn't work out for him, but maybe I've eaten my words because Phil has just overtaken Soxen, and now Porky Lemur overtakes Coolest. Coolest is now in P6 and has to settle for P6. Now there's a ongoing battle between Trimmer Shave and Skirt, and I think Trimmer Shave has gotten overtaken by War and Skirt both, so Trimmer Shave is going to be eager, and there's a big battle here between around 5 cars.
Yeah, a huge battle here with Trimmer Shave, and is really... Oh my
Oh
god,
my
and a
god!
crash!
Oh my god! The
Oh.
Alpine just gets spun round. I don't know what happened there. I think that was Skirt, and now Saul is side by side with Trimmer Shave, and now they're both going, heading towards the rear end of Ward, the McLaren right in front of them, the reserve, and now Saul is absolutely sending it throughout the straight. I think he has better straight light speed or he's using more battery, and now there's a battle at front. Elias just overtook Pool Diver and I Like Trains, and that was the battle between I Like Trains and Pool Diver for 3rd. Let's see who comes out on top here as they make their way round for the 2nd lap of the race.
Wow, okay, what a start already, very chaotic, despite not having a full grid here. But, I mean, this is basically what Vegas does. This is a lot of battling, a lot of DRS trains, and let's hope it continues like that.
Yeah, so you mentioned the DRS trains, and the DRS has been
Trimmer Shave
opened this
retired.
lap, and there's a Trimmer Shave.
He
I don't know what
crashed.
happened there. He just crashed. I think it might have been an unforced mistake. I don't know what happened there, but we'll get some insight for you after the race. And now Porky Lemur has been overtaken by Coolest again, and now there's a battle between Hype's Wolf and Porky Lemur, as now the Haas tries to make way for the Mercedes right now, and the Aston Martin behind him, Phil, is catching up, and he's a 10th within the Haas, and the Haas is dropping back from Porky Lemur, so that means it's the perfect window for Phil, who goes alongside and has the corner all to himself, but there's contact, as now Phil almost gets run into the wall, and he's not going to be happy about that, and he's going to try to force the move on him, as I think this is going to be a DRS opportunity for him to overtake.
But that also gives opportunity there for Zoxen to try and go for the move here.
This is reminiscent of Mika Hakkinen. They just overtake the Haas, and I don't know if Zoxen has finished the move, but he has. He moves over to the right-hand side, and it's just fine for him, as now he's trying to catch Phil, who's on the softer tires, and he's a bit faster than Zoxen, as now Phil tries to chase down Zoxen's teammate, Porky Lemur, right in front of him. 3/10 to go.
Yeah, and now, I mean, we have a clear group of 5 cars at the front. And Elias is leading it with Kissel right behind, looking to get anything he can get if Elias makes a mistake. Followed as well by
Pool Diver just brushed the wall there. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's gonna be a few moves here in the following few laps. Coolest is trying Oh my god! Just as I say his name, he bumps into him, and is now side by side. But I think he, just a show of sportsmanship there, he concedes that place as he hit him, and that would have been an unfair move. I think Trains could have reported it to the stewards. But yeah, Coolest for now still behind, and nobody's really getting detached from the pack here. Porky Lemur is the deciding factor between this battle and the rest of the pack. But it's pretty much, it's pretty close between the top 5.
Yes, it is, indeed. And now we have to take a look at Pool Diver, because I assume there's gonna be a way to make a move here. I mean, I'm not sure he's gonna want to spend some battery yet, but yeah, we're gonna see. And we see Kissel saving a bit of battery. So I think he doesn't mind getting overtaken here, and so will Elias.
Look at that, Elias! Oh my god! Is Elias disconnected? What happened there?
No, I
Look
think
at
he
that,
just let
Elias
him go.
down in P3. I don't know, maybe he was saving battery or something. But Pool Diver, fitting for his name, dives down the inside, and now it's side by side, as now they're gonna be on the long straight, on the run down to turn 1, as they cross the start-finish line and start lap 4. It's Kisiel and Pool Diver, and now Elias trying to force a move on Kisiel, and now Elias is down the inside, and this is a move ranging from turn 1 to turn 4 here, as they now go into the straight once again, and Elias has the DRS and has Pool Diver in his sights.
Not going for the move here, going for the smart option, but I think he got bumped by Kisiel here in the back going into this turn. So yeah, hopefully no damage for Kiziel, because this would be very unlucky for his race if that
Oh my god,
caused
is
any
that a bump?
damage.
I don't know what happened there. I think Elias bumped to the pull diver,
Oh.
but now Trains and Kissiel, and there's a yellow flag. I don't know what happened down at the back there. I think it was Leland. And yeah, Sol. I mean, Skirt. Yeah, oh my god, what is happening?
Oh, what is going on with
He's,
him?
he looks. He doesn't look like he's in control of that Alpine. Maybe his tire is punctured or something. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I think he's maybe just slowing down or something. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, there's gonna be a battle for P12 between Sol, Leland, and
Oh
Skirt.
my god.
Oh my god, he's
What is
sliding into
this?
the corner. I don't know what he's doing. But that Alpine looks undrivable as now Coolest overtakes for P4 and go to the top arrow, yeah. As now Coolest overtakes for P4. He overtakes Trains, who was looking to be at the top of the pack. Now the last of the rest. And now Coolest is down in P4 chasing Pool Diver as Elias makes way as for the rest of the pack as he's in P1 and the rest of the pack is trailing just for now. But now, as you can see, I Like Trains is hot on Coolest Shields.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's gonna want to get a move done here if he has the opportunity. And talking of moves done, I think Zoxon here and Phil switch places. And we have a yellow flag. It's Leland.
A Ferrari, it's Leland.
In the wall. Lost a bit of his front wing as well.
Others, yeah, oh my god, yeah, just other way around to turn one. That's not what you like to see, but back to the first cars of the pack as we see the top four inching ever closer to the end of the race. We'll see who comes out on top. Elias has a comfortable 4/10 lead, but I think there's going to be a bit of a DRS train building, so I think most people will keep their positions. Maybe Trains is going to get a move done on Coolest as look, he's so close and now goes down the inside.
No, it doesn't. He opts to wait to get his slipstream and the help of DRS soon. So we're gonna take a close look at that as soon as DRS opens. I think he's gonna go for the move. No, he isn't. Yeah, so he's gonna save his battery.
Anything. Yeah, he's saving his battery. It's now Pool Diver. Oh my god, Elias down to P3. What happened there?
So...
I mean...
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, so Elias just fell down to P3. I guess at the end of the straight there, both of the cars activated DRS and Elias just couldn't do anything. But now he's primed to strike as Elias goes down the inside in turn one. What a daring move from the Bahraini driver as he's trying to wrestle that Ferrari to fight with Pool Diver here. As now Elias is still in P3, so he doesn't get that move done. But Elias is eager, as you can see. He's got the DRS on, and now Kissiel is falling. As now Elias overtakes him down the inside. Now chasing Pool Diver, and he's primed to strike. As this is the last lap of the race. So he's going to have DRS on the last straight. Oh my god, he's sliding into the corners. Elias, let's see what he does by the end of the race. I think he might be able to get a move done here on Pool Diver. We don't know yet.
I mean, we see he has prepared something because he has a full battery and we're now heading into the last straight. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of action here going on and it's going to be really hard for Pool Diver to keep his position, although Elias loses a lot of time here. Yeah, sliding into the corner and yeah, he's now 7/10 down. So let's see if his battery and DRS is going to be enough to get the move done. And he's now 4/10 down. Almost 3/10 down, and I don't think it's gonna be enough because Pool Diver is now flashing unless he goes for a crazy move down the inside.
Look at that, down the inside he's going. And oh my god, he's sliding. He can't do anything. He's wrestling that Ferrari to try to go for P1. But now Porky Lemur now down the field. There's a few battles going on, but this is the battle we want to see now. The Coolest also in P4 within a 10th of Kissiel as now. Oh my god, somebody hits the wall. I don't know who that was.
Coolest.
But, yeah, Coolest tries to go for the move, and he doesn't get the move done on Kissiel, as now everybody finishes the race, but Pool Diver remains ahead of the pack. Elias has to settle for second. That full battery didn't help him at the end of the race. That move was just a bit too late. As now Skirt finishes, so does Sol, and we're waiting for Leland to cross the line.
Yeah, very eventful race as we said, and I think here Pool Diver managed it well to get the win. But it is for sure that was a mistake from Elias, losing the car there, setting him down to 8/10. 8/10 is a large gap to yeah, to recover, even though you have a long straight with a lot of battery DRS to help you. Yeah, 8 cents is a lot.
Yeah, and Elias, sorry, and Elias gets the driver of the day. He went from, I think it was P4 to P2, so not a lot of positions gained by the other drivers. Phil went from P9 to P6, so maybe that soft strategy did work out for him after all, but it didn't work out for Saul, who I think remains in 13th place, while Leland also, after that crash, finishes basically last, while Kvyat Bana moved from last place to P11, just outside of the top 10, and yeah, this is going to be an interesting feature race.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is gonna set a lot of people up for success. I mean, I'm not too sure if now we're gonna get a reverse grid or how the format is gonna be right now, but one thing is for sure, this is gonna be even more eventful than the sprint race.
Yeah, I think so too. And of course, all the drivers now warmed up, so they know this track. So I think, oh, you're in a car.
Yeah. So goodbye.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I think all the drivers have been warmed up, and I think for qualifying we will see the fastest that these drivers will go in the entire session, as it's all to play for in qualifying. We saw Elias isn't so invincible as we thought he was, as he got out qualified by by a few people in the in sprint qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, I think he was a bit set back by the only one lap of quali that he had to do, and yeah, after heading into the race, he looked to have great pace. But then again, I think just a last lap mistake, as we've seen him do in the past, just yeah didn't work for him. It just didn't set him up properly for victory in the sprint race. But listen, this is gonna be an opportunity for him to redeem himself if he can put all the pieces together. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be fighting for the win as well. And yeah, but this is all gonna be set up by this qualifying session.
Yeah, it's a clean slate from for everybody. That 6-lap sprint race doesn't mean everything. If they finish worse, if they finish better than they were, the slate is totally wiped clean. So they have another shot to prove themselves, especially Leland after disappointing qualifying, and drivers like War, who only finished 8th in sprint qualifying. Also, Phil started 9th for the sprint race, so maybe he can improve his position. As yeah, it's going to be an interesting qualifying session as the drivers get warmed up for the first laps of the race.
Yeah. Well, one thing is for sure here. I think we're gonna see new names at the top. I'm assuming Phil is gonna try to sort the last qualifying session he's got, because yeah, he probably underperformed quite a bit. Unless this is a really bad track for him, I expect him to be doing better this qualifying session.
Kula says it's a good start to the rear locking Grand Prix. Maybe that's what we saw when Elias was sliding around in those corners. Maybe he locked his rears too much, and yeah, the corner entry got messed up. So I don't know how it's like to drive these cars. Can you maybe give us some insight on how you know, one drives these cars in Las Vegas? Because this game, you know, the handling model isn't very great.
Yeah, so basically the lower you score on the IQ test, the better you're gonna be driving those cars. So it's not a direct insult to Elias at all. But yeah, basically those cars are, the handling is very bad. The turning is not, I mean, it sticks to the road, whatever you do to it. But this track just makes it worse, because yeah, you don't have a lot of grip and the rear tires are under load quite a bit, which makes the rear locking, yeah, very present on this track. So yeah, a small tip if any of the drivers are listening to us instead of actually focusing on their quali, yeah, just bring your brake bias a bit more forwards, and yeah, that's gonna get solved pretty easily.
Yeah, so as we see some of the drivers now making their hot laps, as now Phil might run into some traffic here, as there's a McLaren going ahead of him, and he is on a lap, so let's see if this McLaren doesn't get out of the way. So maybe Phil thought it was going to be an option to slipstream, But no, he has to go around and loses a bit of time, I think, on the straight there. As our Porky Lemur sets the bank lap for the... Okay, and it's immediately set better by I Like Trains, 131.4. That's going to be the banker lap for everybody to chase. And let's see how good everyone is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Phil, now I am following him to see how he just goes around this last sector and goes down to second gear there, which is interesting, but yeah, on brand for Phil. So let's look at how he manages to improve on the opponent's laps, on the competitor's laps, and this is gonna be a P3 for him. So solid lap at 31.6. Yeah, that is quite a good
so
benchmark.
far so good, and there you go, 6/10 faster, a statement by Coolest here. 130.8, and the left of the grid is left in awe as they have to chase down this lap. Maybe I Like Trains hasn't been at his best, but Coolest has, and he set the benchmark for today's qualifying so far.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see Coolest, yeah, so doing so well on a track that's so, how can we say, not friendly. Yeah, it's a track that's not really friendly, especially to unexperienced drivers, but I mean, Coolest has a ton of experience, and yeah, he's showing a lot of pace today, especially in qualifying session, so yeah, one lap pace is there for the British driver.
Yeah, as we see, Elias has started his lap now, so we can go on to his onboard actually. As now he's shifting through the gears, and he set a purple sector 1, as you can see on the mini map. So let's follow him. Probably the fastest time we might see in this qualifying session. But look at that, he's got a bit of oversteer. The rear slides, he has to correct it, and now he's going onto the straight. Maybe he's running really low wings. But there's a yellow flag. Okay, I think that's someone just slowing down. But yeah, Elias goes through, and now he's onto the final portion of the circuit. And now he set a purple sector 2. If he doesn't invalidate, this could be the fastest lap of the session so far. And he gets the slipstream from the V-carb right in front of him. I think that was Trimmer Shave.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going through the last part of the track. And brakes nicely. Doesn't invalidate, and now it's all to play for here as he only has to steer. But god damn, the Ferrari looks very hard to handle as now he goes through the final part of the track. And let's see where that time places him. That's only P2 for Elias.
It is. We saw him struggling a lot with the rear on this quali lap. So yeah, definitely something that that will merit more of our attention, because if he keeps getting those issues with the rear of his car, with oversteer and etc., that's gonna cause him some problems during this race as well. So maybe that's something that he was suffering as well in his first quali lap in the sprint quali. But yeah, that's something that will remain to be confirmed for sure.
Yeah, Coolest P1 is not on the cards, not on my cards. I didn't expect that to see. I didn't expect to see that today. But yeah, oh my god, this is one that's for the ages. We see a very mixed up field, but there's still 10 minutes to go. So let's see how it goes. Kula says, I saw my life flash before my car. Kviat Bono says he had a surprise attack launched at him by Kviat Bono. I don't know what that incident was, but maybe Coolest has some time to improve, because maybe he got influenced by Kviat Bono on his lap.
Yeah, and something we have to note as well is that I Like Trains just invalidated his lap. So yeah, the Urguter Merchant seems to be not doing so well for this quali session. So yeah, he's gonna have another chance, probably 2 more runs to go for him if he wishes to do so. And yeah, I think we can choose someone else to follow. For example, Phil. Yeah, I think we should take a look at his lap.
And he's also invalidated.
Well.
You can see Leland might be on a lap. You can see, yeah, he is on a lap. So the home race of Leland, of course, the gambler that from Las Vegas that we know, P11 so far, 132.8. Maybe he's gonna improve, but an interestingly slow time from Pool Diver. Maybe that was just a warm-up lap for him, but he's got Pool Diver so far, and maybe he's gonna improve. although he's on very low fuel and his battery is running out as we speak. He's going to the last corners. He recharges some of that battery, takes the last corner nicely,
Yeah, nice
and yeah, there you go.
Alright, Kissel goes
That's
P1
gonna be
with a
yeah.
130.6.
Kisiel goes P1. Yeah, 2/10. Like
Oh.
okay. Leland just goes straight into the pits. Maybe that was an improvement.
I think he invalidated the lap. Yeah, because his track map is red, so...
Oh yeah, that could be yeah.
Yeah, so...
Maybe last corner somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, so everyone's
So yeah,
going back into the pits.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be that quiet part of qualifying where everyone's gonna sit in the pits, but this is one person that's not gonna sit in the pits. That's Pool Diver. Qualified second, last sprint qualifying, but can he improve that position up to P1? We will see after this lap. You can take us through this lap.
Yeah, so we see now Pool Diver heading into the first straight. Yeah, I mean, now it's a sequence of corners that is really technical. Let's see how much he cuts that first corner. Not too much. We've seen other drivers cut it a bit more. So some time to be again still there. Braking really cautiously here. Oh, we take the wall a little bit, but yeah, navigating that section perfectly. Hoverboarding over the curbs, so as intended by those cars and this game. Yeah, but not using battery. So yeah, it's on non-battery, so I'm not too sure what he's doing. Maybe he's going for 2 warm-up laps.
I guess. Maybe he's practicing or something. I don't know. But he did improve his time to a 133.8, so maybe just driving laps around the circuit. I do not know. But that doesn't make a lot of sense because he would be wasting his softs that he has for the race. So I don't know. That's an interesting strategy from Pool Diver. But yeah, as he goes into the final few corners of the track, very tidy by Pool Diver. But now, yes, he is ERS now onto medium.
Okay.
Maybe he just wants a good setup for his lap that's gonna start now.
Yeah, could be. Let's see what he does now. Okay, keeps the foot to the floor, so yeah, he's heading into turn 1, but still not using any battery for now. Yeah, staying in no battery
That's
deployment.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure what he's doing, but right now he went to medium, so let's see if he stays on medium. No, goes back to no battery. So yeah, let's see. Maybe he's using a strategy to just use the battery on the long straight. That could be a thing for him.
That could be a thing, but I don't know. Does that give you pace, AERO? Do you think? Is that the strategy to do?
That would be a very bold strategy. I honestly don't think he would give you an edge over the others. And now he's using a little bit of medium, but then again, he switches off instantly. Not too sure what he's trying to do. Maybe it's just practicing, but using a set of softs to practice during quali is maybe not the best thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe he's gonna head into the pits after this race, take some fuel out the car, and place a new set of softs on. But I mean, if he goes for another lap, I mean, I think his softs would be. I mean, by that point, I think they would slow him down enough for him to not really have an edge over his competition.
Yeah. So really weird strategy here, and you see he's not using battery. So yeah, we'll leave him be. Let's check if there is someone else on track, and yeah,
Coolest just finished this lap, and he's within 200ths of Kisiel. Improves his time, but not quite enough to go for P1.
Yep.
Good lap by Coolest, 2/10 of improvement, but not quite fast enough just yet.
Yeah, I mean, Kisiel is a tough lot to crack. I mean, he's gonna need a banger lap here to be P1 again, especially with Kisiel and Elias looking to improve, and especially I think Trent is gonna want to improve. Let's see what his lap is gonna be at P3. So yeah, it's basically a little bit more than 2/10 slower than Coolest. So a bit unexpected to see that swap in positions between them in quali.
Yeah, speaking of nuts to crack, probably Elias in the pits is probably going to be out until probably the last 3 minutes of the race. I mean, of qualifying. As there's going to be a train of cars running out of the pits trying to set their final lap. So let's see if anyone gets caught up in the traffic and faces
Oh.
and succumbs to the pressure. Oh, and he's
Yeah, it's
trying
just
to
cutting.
save time going into the pits, I presume.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think Coolest is going to go into the pits and then go for another lap, and so is Pool Diver, who's still out on the track, but this time on hot lap mode. So maybe this lap is it, as he should have a few seconds of improvement, but to my knowledge, he didn't go into the pits, so softs should be quite old by now, by qualifying standards. But no, he's heading straight into the pits. I do not know what is going on.
I have no idea what he's doing. Maybe it's just using some set of softs to... I honestly have no idea what he's doing. I can't even, like, suggest anything.
Yeah.
So
we see Leland.
But we also see Trains.
Yeah, Trains is going into the pits. Yeah, that's the lap that he was cutting the corners because he wants to go into the pits. So that leaves only Lelen out on track. Can he prove to the world that he has something that he has not shown yet? Can he prove that he is a Okay.
No, that's not gonna happen, but I mean, potentially maybe a P10 entry, potentially. I mean, there's like 8/10 gap. We know, like, the further back down the grid you are, the easier it is to gain some time. Because even if you hit one apex, you're gonna get like half a second. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Leland is gonna try to go for another lap. As soon as he finishes this one.
Well, yeah, I have to be a bit biased because he is one of my drivers as a Ferrari team principal. I wish nothing but the best for him, but it might be one of those days for Leland where he sits just outside the top 10. But I hope he can prove me wrong in this session, as now he's heading into the final three corners, final three slow corners, as now he heads to start his first lap. And the lap basically starts from here onwards, as you need the fastest straight line speed that you can get before crossing the straight start-finish line and before going into turn 1. As we see the entire grid now on outlaps and wanting and inching to get their fastest lap on the board, as we see Lelen now on overtake at the start of the straight, now goes to turn 4 quite tidily, now onto the straight, goes into these slow section of corners. Now he goes into that corner, he has a bit of oversteer, as now he makes his way left for this corner. That's going to be I think that's turn 7, I believe, turn 8, 9, 7, 8, and 9. And now he goes onto the straight. He has to keep his accelerator planted to the floor here. And it's mostly... Oh.
Yeah, okay. So he gave up on this lap.
Cancelled the lap? Yeah, I think he did.
So I think this is, a good moment to look at Elias here. Let's look at how he navigates the first sector. Just revving out that 5th gear. Hopefully it doesn't get blocked by whatever car is ahead of him, which is an Aston Martin. Because, that would be suboptimal. So, as we said, he cuts this turn quite a bit, which is the fastest way to go around it. Let's see how late he brakes here, avoiding front lockup, so very good job from the Ferrari driver. Getting a purple S1, yes, I think he did get a purple S1, I wasn't too sure, I couldn't really see too well. But yeah, I'm assuming this is a purple S1, heading now into this section, just preparing and setting up that exit for the biggest straight on the calendar, I think. Now deploying all his... not deploying all his battery yet, just staying in halt up until he gets DRS, and then getting more aggressive in the battery department. And he starts using it now, maybe leaving just a little bit for the last stretch before the finish line. Brakes perfectly, a little bit wide maybe, he would have maybe liked to get a bit on that curb. And now it's just foot to the floor. Getting a little bit of slipstream potentially from the Aston Martin ahead, but let's see what time this is, and this is gonna be a P1!
P1!
Great improvement there from Elias.
Ahead of the field, very close to track limits there at that last corner. But he's proven once again why he's the best driver on the field. And now Skirt goes across the line, P4 for Skirt, but there's a lot of laps Still yet waiting to be added to the board here. As
Oh.
Kisiel heads through the last corner, his deploy has been used. He does improve by 2/10, but his rival here in this session, Coolest, still has his lap yet to still has to show
Oh, it's
his
pitting.
hand, and he's pitting. He doesn't improve. I think he retires from the session just like that. Okay, so maybe he wasn't seeing an improvement on his last lap. He decided to pit. So I think that's P3 for Coolest. As now we see Lelen going through the last corner, and he does
P13.
improve. P13 for Lele. But Trimmershave has yet to do his lap, and so has Pool Diver.
What?
Just as I say his name, P3 outqualifies both Coolest, and I Like Trains, and also Skirt, who's also in P5. That's an interesting qualifying from him, as now Phil is the last car on the track, and okay,
Well,
we
that's
don't see
anticlimactic.
Phil still 8th. Okay,
Yeah, P8. So
okay, well, so I don't think he improved his position, but yeah, unfortunately, Lelen is last of the pack. But interestingly, Skirt is now P5 with Coolest in the top 5. That is gonna be an interesting race. You don't usually see this from Skirt, but it's good to see him up there with all the other drivers here. But Elias, the outstanding lap from him, a 1:31, 3/10 clear of the field.
Yeah, that is an absolute masterclass of a lap, and yeah, I'm not sure. I saw Kiesel was had used this battery too aggressively during the lap, so he reached the line without any deploy left. So yeah, I mean, maybe it was about to beat Elias, but yeah, 3/10 difference is gonna be what's gonna separate them at the end of the quali. But yeah,
Oh my
I am
God.
racing again, so that is pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna miss the start again, guys. But yeah, in the
Yep.
meantime, we have the strategy to look at, and everyone's on mediums right now because it's a default option. But we'll see. We'll see. This is, I think, a 35% race, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be medium soft or soft medium again. Maybe potentially
so-
soft hards.
We see Coolest already going onto the soft. It's not even 10 seconds have passed from the lobby starting. Coolest is already on the soft. He's dead set on probably the soft medium strategy, while Elias and the others are opting for mediums so far.
Yeah, so interesting thing here. Something we have to add about Phil's quali lap is that his improvement was really minor. So it's probably something that he would wish to correct for the next race. But yeah, not a really good performance here for Phil in the quali session. So hopefully, yeah, it can get a better start of the race. Than last time as well. And I don't know, it depends now if he's going to use the soft tires or not. But yeah, for now it looks like he's going to start on mediums.
Yeah, but as you say, I mean, minor improvements, especially for Phil, minor improvements can make or break a qualifying session. I mean, not for the top 5, as we saw Elias got within 3/10 of anybody else. But I mean, minor improvements like that can make or break qualifying session. So I have to disagree with you there, especially for Phil, who's in a close pack with the surrounding drivers, Porky Lemur and Hypes Wolf. A minor improvement could make the difference for Phil here, and unfortunately, it didn't.
Yeah, that is for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's not the only one that has underperformed. I mean, Balta has also underperformed quite a bit. I saw his time trial times, for example. They were pretty decent, actually. So I was expecting him to be a bit of a wild card in this race, but alas, he was not. So yeah, let's see. Leland, let's see if he's going to gamble with the strategy, but I'm not too sure. And I think Trimmer Shave is now out, so I'm just going to try to invite him to the lobby. Because, yeah, I think there's going to be a connection issue from his side. So we have to mention Skirt, as Kimi mentioned in chat. How the hell is EP5? That's a really great question. I have no idea. But there is something that's for sure is going to prompt a lot of action. And when I say a lot of action, I don't necessarily mean good action at the front of the field. So, him, Porky Lemur, and I would assume maybe Reese are gonna be the main actors of dive bombs and overtakes at the start of the race. But yeah, everything remains to be seen yet.
Yeah, I also noticed the East Swedish driver Saul also in 11th. I haven't seen his pace so far throughout this game's lifespan, but
No one
on
has.
last year's game he was he was quite fast as I remember him. But I guess P11 is gonna be his place for today, but maybe he's gonna make up some places. So we don't know.
Yeah, that is for sure. And just let me focus on my start. Really important thing to do here. Oh my god, 20 diff. Okay, well, that's not too important. We'll say in AI and just come back to the strategy. And it looks like Coolest switched to the medium tire last minute. So
Oh yeah, maybe he was trying to throw people off, but
that is,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, that is a possibility. Although I think he maybe figured out that being the only one on the softs to start the race was maybe too bold of a choice. Especially because, I mean, if he overtakes all three people ahead of him, what's next, right? I mean, he's just gonna get eaten on the straights, and yeah, not much to do after. So yeah, maybe the smart choice for him to swap, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Kimmy's saying in chat. He said Loborini. I don't know what that means, but yeah. And he hopes his McLaren boys can gain some position. And his McLaren boys are in 12th and 13th respectively, so there's a lot of ground to be made up, but I hope so too. Of course, Loris not being in not being in the race could throw a few questions into the championship race. Maybe Elias is gonna have a head start on Loris at the early stages of the season, but we have yet to see where Elias will finish. So Elias and Loris could be a championship fight still. Could be a championship title between them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, that's maybe the thing. Now, I would guess Elias is gonna try to stay out of trouble, and maybe in doing so, he's gonna potentially be too passive on the start of the race. So potentially could be a contention point here, but yeah, as soon as Elias finishes the race in a good position, I think the lead in the championship is gonna just be a positive for him. But yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. And yeah, right now I am positioning myself in the grid, it looks like. So again, sorry for this inconvenience, but the game is honestly great. I'm glad that it's been nominated for a Game of the Year. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait to get on the grid and retire to try and get you guys, or allow Sbinotto to get you guys through the start of the race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. As I mean, we'll get a view if Leland overtakes a few people. But yeah, it's the race starts. Leland actually gets a place over on Trimmershave, and he's going into turn 1. But here we go. Kisiel overtakes Elias into turn 1. Coolest also makes up a position, but that's a battle between Elias and Kisiel, and so is there a battle between Pool Diver and Coolest. Skirt keeps his position, and so does I Like Trains. Not a lot of battling here. There was a minor position switch between Kisiel and Elias, but here we go, and there's a minor position switch. Not very minor, between Phil and I Like Trains. I Like Trains just absolutely ran through there and just made his way throughout that corner. And now I Like Trains is back to 6th, while the people behind him have yet to make a move. As now Zoxon and Porky Lemur are now very much close to each other, and the McLaren boys, Kimmy's McLaren boys, are 11th and 12th. They made up a position. As now Kviat Bona fights with Zoxon, tries to go down the inside, but Zoxon outbreaks him, and there's a bit of contact between the Mercedes rear left tire and the Kviat Bona's front right, as now Trebuchet overtakes Kviat Bona's teammate.
Yeah, so not a great start here for the McLaren boys, but yeah, we have to come back to Elias. Maybe, yeah, going for the move here.
And
Going
breaks
for
down the
dive on
inside.
Kisiel.
Elias gets the move done, but that's gonna be a long straight ahead of him. Maybe the Haas is gonna deploy some better, but that wouldn't make sense because next lap is when DRS gets activated, and now Kisiel is right on the back of Elias. As now Kisiel tries to go around the outside in turn 1. Elias doesn't give him an inch of space, as he's a bit of a bit of contact between them. As now Kisiel is left behind Elias. As now Coolest is sizing up Pool Diver for a move.
Yeah, for sure. And right now we already see a bit of a train formed from P1 all the way down to P8. And Zoxon, unfortunately, is left out of it. So the Mercedes boys are gonna, have a bit of trouble to actually get some moves done at the start of the race.
And I like trains switching positions, 6th and 7th, 6th and 7th, 7th and 6th.
6th and
It's gonna be
7th.
7th. It's gonna be 7th for I Like Trains and 6th for Hypes Wolf. Just for now, as now I Like Trains is probably gonna go down the inside for a move here in this hard braking zone, but he doesn't. He waits for the long straight so that he can make that move later on in this straight.
Yeah, let's see what he does with his battery. I'd be curious to see if he opts to start to use it aggressively at the start of the race or not. But right now, I think we can come back to Coolest going for the move on Squirt.
There you go, down the inside goes Coolest. Skirt overtook him, but now Coolest is trying to get that place back, but he's unable. And there you go, some contact between the top 3. And now Pool Diver and Kisiel are ahead of Elias, as now he tries to make up for lost ground here. Phil overtakes Hypes Wolf, and Phil is now in this battle for P4. And what a send by Hypes Wolf! What? That might have been illegal by him, as he just goes down the inside, barges in, and kicks both of the cars ahead of him. But still, Phil and Coolest get ahead of Hypes Wolf. Maybe he's gonna try another move here, but I Like Trades is eager also and overtakes Hypes Wolf. As now I Like Trades is the one behind Phil and Coolest, and maybe I Like Trades can get a move on and overtake them.
Yeah, so a lot of chaos here. But
my
Trades,
God,
losing a bit of his rear. Yeah, sliding a lot here. So I wonder if he already overheated his tires, because I mean, all those this battling surely isn't good for your tires. And but for now, I don't think he's gonna go for the move on Coolest unless given the absolute best opportunities of his life. And sliding as well.
Yeah, he's sliding from the corner,
Real locking simulator, as Coolest was saying in the chat previously. But the main man we have to look at is Pool Diver. Is he gonna pool dive into the pool of Kisiel? Well, that's what we're gonna see now. Yeah, DRS open. Uses a little bit of
That's a
battery.
crazy joke, AERO, but yeah, he has the DRS. And oh my god, what a block!
What
on
is
Elias,
this?
and there's contact. That was a crazy block made by Kisiel, and that leaves Elias down in P3 and in danger from being overtaken by Skirt. And here we go.
Fabrizio Romano in the house.
Fabrizio Romano in the house as we go. Elias tries to fend off Skirt and Phil both, but he's falling behind from Kisiel and Pool Diver, who's in P1, and he's got Kisiel within a 9/10 gap. That might be a second gap, and then Pool Diver abandons Kisiel with no DRS, and here we go. Phil also trying to make a move on Skirt, but there's no move to be found just yet, as now they're all preparing to deploy their batteries on the straights, and they are getting a move on here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, crazy section now for... Oh, and he tapped a bit the wall there. I hopefully didn't get any damage there, because that would compromise his move on Squirt. So, let's see what he manages to do to the Alpine. But is followed very, very closely by Coolest and I Like Trades. So, I think both are going to be eager there to get the move done on Phil. Yeah, Phil looking very, very slidey there, heading into the straight. And yeah, Coolest... not using too much battery.
Coolest is looking very fast.
Yeah,
here
very
in
fast.
This section. And you know, I mean, in turn 1, that's where all the crazy moves happen. And even in this corner, where Skirt breaks so late just to fend off moves from Phil and Coolest both, but that opens up the door for them. That has the opposite purpose for Skirt, as now both of those drivers make a move, and now Coolest is ahead of Skirt, and now he's trying to get the move on Phil. Is he gonna break late? He does break late, but Phil breaks even later.
Wow, okay. Very, very close racing here between all of them, and honestly, Coolest doing a great job to stay alive and get some positions. and Squirt falling all the way down to P7. So maybe that's his G spot here. Maybe he's gonna stay there in P7. So yeah, I guess he's gonna try and stay in Train's DRS, and yeah, maybe try and maybe fend off Reese behind him. I'm not too sure. So that's gonna be something we're gonna see. Yeah, as the race evolves. But now the main battle we have right now is Pool Diver, Kizio, and Elias. We have a trio now separated from the guys behind. And Phil now, yeah, is gonna have a big job to do, which is fend off Coolest and Trains. So the controller gang right behind them, trying to show that, yeah, they can have pace and yeah, they can fight for P4 and
Here you
maybe
go.
even
I
better.
like Trains within 800ths of Coolest as here we go. Down into the hard braking zone.
Oh
and
my
here we
God.
Why is Phil so slow on that straight? Maybe I like Trains and Coolest deploy their battery. But it seemed like Phil braked there. But Coolest is ahead as they go into turn 1 and cross the start finish straight in a moment's time. As Coolest is gonna have to fend off I like Trains and Phil both. So it's going to be just a bit of a switcheroo in these next following laps. So the drivers behind will have DRS and the driver ahead won't. So the positions are going to be traded, but the McLaren boys, Kimmy's McLaren boys, trade places. Fiat Bona goes up to 9th while War has to stick for 10th. As now they're chasing Skirt, who has fallen down the order dramatically. And I think Skirt's G spot was in qualifying. But here we go, Zoxen on Fiat Bona round the outside, doesn't make the move just yet, but there's 12 laps to make that move, and I think Zoxen is a fair contender for P10.
Yeah, a lot of sliding from the Mercedes boys behind. I mean, Zoxen looking a little bit unstable from the rear. So yeah, following McLaren's boys is going to be maybe a tough task here for them if they continue to have issues with the car balance. But as of now, they're doing a great job to just follow, and yeah, it is a team versus team battle right now. McLaren against Mercedes. So yeah, a very good and entertaining battle we are witnessing here. I'm not sure Zoxen is going to try
look
to
at I like
now.
Trains. I like Trains, and look at P1. Look at P1. Elias trading places with Pool Diver, and Coolest. Coolest has been overtaken by I like Trains, who's now the leader of their pack. There's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and P2 and P3 have just switched, and now Elias is looking to make a move that is gonna make the first place and the second place switch. Elias will want to get a move on to overtake Kisiel, as now I like Trains is kind of pulling away from Coolest here and trying to get a move on to get to that top 3.
Yeah, let's see if also Elias decides to go for a move here, but I don't think so. Yeah. As Kisiel is also being smart with his battery and saving a little bit of it to deploy later. But we have to switch back to Coolest and Phil going side by side here into the very tight corners of Las Vegas here. And yeah, Coolest being the smarter man and just not going for a side-by-side action here into this chicane. Yeah, and also being tactical about it, because what's the use of being ahead here if you're, yeah, gonna compromise yourself with someone with DRS exception behind you. So yeah, being the smarter man here, and yeah, just looking to potentially get 2 positions in one move here. Let's just take a look at what he chose to do with this battery, but not getting the best exit here, following closely with Phil. And we have a yellow flag behind. Yellow flag behind. Oh, huge carnage.
Oh my god,
Oh
huge
my
crash.
God.
What happened? Was Skirt around in that turn, and there's a safety car,
VSC.
a virtual safety car. But it seemed like Skirt spun out on corner exit, or somebody might have pushed him. And yeah, that's Skirt basically in 14, which gives Leland a chance to get back into the race. But it's just the VSC for now, so nothing dramatic in terms of the race order just now. No strategies, nothing so far. But as I say that, the first 3 people head into the pit. Elias gets Kisiel on pit entry. That's interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to be stopping that early, especially if they're going to soft. So that's something we're going to be looking at right
And
now.
Elias
they're going
gets
too hard.
Kisiel. Elias gets Kisiel on pit exit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
He just made that overtake in the pits. I don't know if that's legal. I think it is legal. but he's done that and he's executed it masterfully. Good job by Elias. But
And
I guess
remember,
that's
we're
it.
not under
Oh,
safety
there you go.
car.
Scott retired from the session, so maybe it is going to be a safety car. Maybe it is.
Potentially, let's see. I mean, as of now, it doesn't look like it's gonna be, but there's a large field spread now because of all the pit stops. So, yeah, we have a P1 to P4 group. No, wait, P1 to P3, sorry. And then Phil is a little bit left behind as he was before. But yeah, leading again the train with, well, I like trains behind him and Coolest. So, it looks like Reese has been dropped. Not too sure what happened to him, but he also got a penalty, and he got 3-second penalty already. So he joins the club with Leland and Kvyat Bona, of the ones that are going to be losing out quite a bit with this type of maneuvers. And yeah, position change. We can also look at that with Porky Lemur being the
Phil-
biggest loser of the night.
And Phil being the victor, as you can see. Phil, okay, just as I say that, Phil gets overtaken by
Yeah.
I Like Trains. And now it's a battle between them. You see 5/10, I mean, not 5/10, 500s between the two of them. And now Phil gets left behind just now. But Zoxon is under pressure by Reese. And there you go, Kisiel and Pool Diver. Elias has fallen back down to P3. I don't know how that has happened. But his pit maneuver there didn't really work. As now Elias is left trailing behind as Pool Diver doesn't get the best exit. As now Elias is gonna try to overtake Pool Diver and Kisiel, and who has overtaken Kisiel? And now Elias goes down the inside. Does he brake late? There's a bit of almost contact there, but Elias I think pulls out there and doesn't finish that move.
Yeah, I mean, it is... Yeah, it is weird, but I think it is all a strategic decision, sorry. For Elias to not be fighting the moves too much right now, because he's saving some battery. He's just thinking about the long game, as everyone should during this race. And yeah, you get the moves you can get without forcing it too much, and being patient. Just being patient, and yeah, we know everything's gonna be played in the last few laps. So no rush needed here for all of these 3 drivers. And yeah, behind we've got Trains trying to gap Phil, but yeah, it's not really gonna be possible as of now, because yeah, Phil and Coolest behind are probably gonna get to move on already. So
And look at that.
yeah, big speed
Yeah,
delta
so-
here.
Yeah, they just got I Like Trains, and I Like Trains is gonna wait another lap before he can get a move on these two. But as we know, Coolest, he finishes rather quickly, and in terms of his moves.
Yeah.
So he is gonna try to get a move on here in turn 1. He is faster than Phil as he gets the slipstream, but he doesn't go for a move just yet. But it's very close between him and Phil.
Yeah, they're trying to get involved with each other right now, so it is, yeah, we'll see. I mean, who gets on top and who gets on the bottom, so, and it looks like Coolest is getting on top of him, so, yeah, maybe some minor adjustments needed here for Phil, because he's not really getting the race he wants to have right now. And yeah, Phil in P5 right now, maybe he's gonna be able to follow Coolest. But yeah, now he needs a good sector 2 to maintain his position.
And yeah, I Like Train's eager to get his hands on one of these drivers, as Phil and Coolest are in the battle of their own. But I Like Trains wants to make it a threesome, as now he's behind them, and he's gonna have DRS for this for the cars ahead of him, which is gonna be Phil and Coolest. So let's see if Coolest saves some battery here and lets the cars overtake him, or let's see if I Like Trains finishes and gets that move done.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see Trains and Phil being able to finish their moves here. And I think, yeah, they are getting the move done here on Coolest. And yeah, we're now past the halfway point of the race. And now, I guess, the strategical point of view of the race is going to be really important. As we see Zoxel and Reese right behind him fighting quite a bit. Well, not fighting, but trading places, I guess. There's not much more to do for them. Because they've been, yeah, gapped quite a bit by the group ahead, and they have gapped the group behind. So yeah, now we can come back
and
to
Pool Diver overtakes Kisiel, and Elias
Oh,
diving right down the inside without any protection. He just goes for that move and gets it done, just like that. And he's gonna be left a bit vulnerable down the straight, but Elias is within 510, so he is gonna get DRS. So Pool Diver is gonna be the one left hanging here, as he's gonna be the one supporting those two other cars. But it's just gonna be who's gonna be there at the right time on the last lap to get DRS from the car ahead. And for now, Elias, I mean, even 6/10 back, I mean, is going to have a bit of an advantage on Pool Diver and might be able to overtake him by the end of this straight.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Kiesel has been left to dry, but now he's getting the move done again. So yeah, getting the move done on Elias, and now he's not hung anymore. So yeah, a bit of a shame for him, but he gets the move done, and yeah,
I like Trains
just
just got overtaken by Coolest and Phil, just like that. Phil on top of both of those drivers just now, but that's probably going to change by the time they get to the other to the next lap. As yeah, things can change really quickly here in Las Vegas, and they're all gambling, and those gambles will have to pay off by the end of the race. And Leland here, what? Speaking of gambling, Leland in P11, he's holding off a three-car train behind him. Maybe he's not gonna be able to reach the points, but this is entertaining between the last four drivers of the grid.
Yeah, it is very entertaining, but let's hope Leland doesn't spin again. As he loses 2 positions in one corner here, so I'm not too sure if he's being
That's interesting.
more conservative maybe on his tires or on his battery. I'm not too sure, but yeah, getting close to the wall, trying to not allow Trimashev to get a move done as well. Trying to conserve his position. And getting very slightly on the exit. That's gonna prompt Trimashev to hopefully go for a move here around the around nothing. Yep, he's just gonna maintain his position. Oh, and Leland broke there?
Leland just brake checks him or something. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, really weird.
Wow, okay, interesting. Anyway, back to the top, as we see Elias going inside of Pool Diver and getting the move done. It's going to be Elias against Kisiel now, and Coolest is now ahead of I Like Trains and Phil, so it's going to be about 5 laps or so more of this kind of racing, where they're going to be trading positions. Seeing which positions are going to be at the end of the race, we will notify you.
Yeah, for sure. And you see they're starting to up the pace a little bit because Kiesel just got the fastest lap, of course aided by DRS, and as we say that, we see Elias going for the move on Kiesel, willing to trade places already, even though it is not the end of the race, but we have a yellow flag, and of course...
Oh, it's Leland!
It is Leland.
Spinning round.
Yeah, well, I think collided probably with Trimashev. That we'll have to take a look at in the clips to stream section of this race. But we come back here too. Oh, actually, we can go back to Reese, who's getting really close to Zoxon again. So yeah, nothing happening.
Guys are in a little battle of their own, but here's the real battle. I Like Trains, right on Coolest behind. It's gonna be close between the two of them, but he opts
tap there from Phil.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna opt to stay behind Coolest for now, just because they get their free share of DRS and they get a free overtake as they go on to turn. I think that's turn 14, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I Like Trains just like that. Overtakes Coolest, but he's gonna be susceptible for another move next lap.
Yeah, it's gonna be really sus. And here we see, Coolest tapping a little bit of the wall there. Hopefully it didn't get damaged from that, but yeah, that's something
and
I'm
Reese
gonna...
overtakes Zoxon.
Oh, Reese overtook Zoxon. Okay, well that's part of their wall swapping protocol they have between them since they both beat it. So yeah, we're gonna leave them do that for now, as we have a bit of a 3-car battle here with Trains, Coolest and Phil. And yeah, I mean, at least the pack ahead I think is not too active right now, so we can just stay with them for a bit, see who gets on top and who doesn't manage to actually finish. So yeah, let's see. I think Phil is Yeah, it's just trying to chase here both Coolest and Trades without wasting too much battery, which is something we can take a look at. Yeah, is absolutely, yeah, his battery is completely full to the brim here, ready to explode. But yeah, for now, not much battery to use as
Oh,
Coolest
but look at
drifts.
that.
Yeah, it just drifts around the apex there, doing everything in style. The race driver trying to score some style points here, uh, heading into the huge straight, and we see him going for the move again on trains and potentially getting overtaken here by Phil, but he covers the middle lane, and yeah, Phil doesn't go for the move. So really well played here by Coolest.
Yeah, and we saw a change of the lead. It's Pool Diver overtaking Elias, and now a battle between these two. Both beating each other, as we can see. It's Reese that beats Zoxen, and Zoxen that beats Hives Wolf. One lap, and another. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close between them, but I think they've got enough of a gap between the cars ahead and the cars behind that they're going to be, I mean, it's going to be 7th and 8th between them, but now Phil overtakes Coolest. And down into, I think that was down into turn 5. He got that move done, and Phil's, through to P4, but he's going to be obviously vulnerable, as Zoxen is also going to be vulnerable from Reese behind him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're gonna leave then Zoxon and Reese to beat each other off. And we're gonna go back to the leading trio, which is Pool Diver, Elias, and Kizil still, all separated by 4 to 5 tenths, heading into the very, very long straight that we have all known. And perhaps some monotony going on right now, because there is only a swap of positions going on. And Coolest going again for another swap of positions, as we were mentioning.
He's pulling away quite a
yeah.
bit here, you can see. 5 tenths to Phil here, and oh, never mind, forget I said that. Phil
3
all
seconds.
makes it up in that one corner, and Coolest gets a 3-second penalty, which basically rules him out from this battle. He's gonna be P6.
Yeah, it completely stops his chances of actually getting a P4 here, which it was looking very, I mean, basically a favorite to get it. Yeah, I'm not too sure how it happened, but yeah, I mean, he got the 3 seconds, so yeah, unless he can get one of the warnings removed, yeah, it's just gonna watch Phil and Trades get the positions in front of him. And now he's still battling now, trying to skip the truck position and not managing to do so in regards to Phil, but breaking a little bit too late, closing the door on Trades just a little bit while heading into the chicane. And yeah, I think he's gonna try to keep close to Phil's rear.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be hoping that Phil or I Like Trains both probably get a time penalty, so that it is going to be decided by track position and not by time penalties, because, you know, that's a frustrating race, but I think the British driver has succumbed to some of the pressure here. It's lap 16, and over the, you know, he had to look out to not cut a corner there, but it couldn't happen for him. He goes ahead of, he has track position, but the time penalties are definitely going to be a pain in the ass for Coolest, as now Elias goes ahead of Pool Diver and now is P1, heading into the second to last lap of the race.
Yeah, and now is the point of the race where we take a look at battery levels, because Elias right now with a full battery, we know those can deplete quite fast, but Elias with a full battery as of now. Pool Diver with almost full battery as well, around 80%, not looking to go for the move as of now. And Kiesel behind with also an almost full battery, so this trio is managing their strategy and their battery pretty well. That has to be said, which is, I mean, a very, very stark contrast with Blazer's racecraft. And yeah, I mean, this is also what racing is. It's a lot of patience, and yeah, this trio ahead is showing a lot of that, and yeah, a lot of racecraft as well, because there hasn't been a lot of contact, or at least from what we've seen, there hasn't been a lot of contact between all of them.
Yeah, and Elias is displaying somewhat of a high IQ move here, as he is the driver ahead in the second to last lap. So going into the last lap, he will be the driver ahead. He will be the driver behind P1. So that's just gonna open up an opportunity for him going into the last lap, where he's gonna be able to overtake. But there you go. That might have backfired a bit for him because he didn't saw Kisiel right behind him. So he's got to dispatch Kisiel and he's got to dispatch Pool Diver, who's now basically the sacrificial lamb here, as he's more probably than not gonna be overtaken at the last lap of the race, which they begin just now as Kisiel and Elias, they get their elbows out. They go balls to the walls here in the last lap of the race in turn 1.
Yeah, that is for sure. I mean, they're going balls out here leading into the next lap, or the last lap, I should say, with, yeah, Kisiel just trying to follow Pool Diver. He wants to stay behind him. No point in getting past before the last straight. Absolutely 0 point on doing that. And the same goes for Elias. There is swapping of positions behind, but we're gonna have to take a look at the leading trio heading into the last section. Well, the last half of lap that we have here to witness between 3 of those drivers battling for the win here in Vegas, the land of Leland, 1xbet. And yeah, right now heading into the last straight, we're gonna head on board with Elias and see what is gonna happen here, because Pool Diver and Kisiel,
and there you go, he's lifting, what is going on? Elias gets P1, but that's gonna leave him susceptible for a move in the last portion of the straight, and here we go into the last corner. He gets touched by Pool Diver as Kisiel goes through Elias, and there's contact between the hubs, and there's a crash between Pool Diver and Kisiel. Elias gets P1, but Kisiel and Pool Diver are left in tragedy as now Phil tries to make amends, but Elias crosses the line and wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Kisiel P2 after a last lap incident with Pool Diver, as now Phil has hit that minor improvement that we talked about, goes P4, P5 goes to I Like Trains, and coolest DNFs behind the line, and that's gonna count him out for the race. He's not gonna get any points. He DNF'd, and now with Zoxen P6, Reese P7, War P8, Thal P9, and coolest teammate Trimmer Shave, that's gonna be P10 for him, or it isn't gonna be P10. Oh no, it is, because Porky Lemur has a time penalty, but that could have been disastrous for V-Carb. No points at the end of this race, but that's it. Porky Lemur down in 11th. V-Carb gets out of Las Vegas with a single point when it was all looking so promising. Coolest crashes before the line, and DNFs, leaves the session. That is some message.
And another message here
it
is for the Italian here on home turf, not getting a single point, but finishing in P14, already finishing the race, which wasn't looking like it was gonna happen, and almost doing the same as coolest. Almost DNFing on the line. And yeah, what a race, guys. We told you this was gonna be a hell of an action-packed race until the last lap, and it was. The race trades might be boring. Yes, they are. Repetitive. Yes, they are. Are they fun? Not really, but this one was fun. And so yeah, that's the main takeaway for this race, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you have to enjoy this podium as well, with Elias getting a much-deserved win here. Probably making a few Dutchmen really mad, but that is the name of the game. And yeah, really great display here from Elias, getting the win in that Ferrari.
They seem to be spraying non-existent champagne on the podium, but cheers to all of them. Elias P1 is gonna be Kisiel P2 and Pool Diver P3. What a race between all 3 of these drivers. Elias picked up 7 points in the sprint race and 25 in the race. The ultimate winner of this weekend. 32 points to make up for that qualifying performance he had in sprint qualifying 1. And it's not been a kind weekend to I Like Trains. who unfortunately missed out on the top 3 action and got done by Phil Malone, who has absolutely shown what kind of caliber of a driver he is today. Goes to P4, improves his position, and it's been an absolute joy to see this happen live. What a great race. We'll
What a
see you.
great race.
We'll probably see you in the driver interviews.
Exactly. We're gonna go in a short little break, guys. Thank you for following us through those epic races, epic. And so yeah, we're gonna head into the interviews right now, and we're gonna be back really, really soon, guys. And we are back now. Sorry for the background noise, guys, but we have now Lelen in here. He's not the winner of the race at all, but as this is home turf advantage for him, we had to get him in here first. And yeah, so first of all, congrats for finishing the race, Leland. I thought you were gonna take a gamble with the strategy, but you actually didn't. So I bet you have a lot to tell us about this race.
Did you actually think about what you were gonna say? Because I can hear a lot of gambling and betting in the sentence.
No, that was actually on the fly.
Okay, so yeah, I'm surprised I finished the race as well, and I'm surprised that there was actually some sort of hope during the race. About the sprint, unfortunate because, and also about the sprint as well because I got some problems in terms of the game itself, and also because because of that I lost the DRS, and yeah, it was tough to actually caught up to them. And
Yeah.
about the hard sprint, yeah, unfortunately, I lost focus because the thing was to let the two guys through. I didn't want to let Trim at first because
Yeah. So
Yep.
our driver got interrupted here, so I bet he's gonna come back. In the meantime, I'm not too sure. Okay, so he's not gonna come back, so he just left. So yeah, right now I think we're gonna get Elias in. Do you want to get it going first, Spinotto?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so let's get the Bahraini noob in here. Let me see. Oh, I moved him to the
Oh.
wrong room.
No.
Okay, I don't think I can move him here. Okay, I can. Hello, Elias.
Hello, Elias.
Hello.
Good job. I'm speaking to you as a Ferrari team principal, but I have to speak to you as a commentator.
This
That
definitely
was
won't
a
be a biased interview.
very eventful race. How did you come up ahead of all those guys, bro? What did you think when they made contact on that last lap?
Bro, I knew it was gonna happen. Bro, I swear I knew it was gonna happen. It was inevitable, genuinely. Like the way they were racing. Pool diver wasn't that bad, genuinely. Oh my god, Kizil. That was horrendous. Like,
Yeah,
man.
it seemed crazy. Like it seemed like you were guys trading positions every single lap. Like that you expect that from like a DRS train, but I mean, still, it seemed very intense out there.
Yeah, it was definitely intense. Like, I knew I was faster than the both of them, but like, it's a DRS train. Like, I can't get past. Like, if I get past, they're just gonna, storm past me again next lap. So I just, tried to play, it
Well,
patiently, and yeah, look, it worked out in the end. Clearly,
yeah, and you basically on the second to last lap you let them by, and like on the second to last lap you were already noticing, right? Like if they're gonna be ahead of me on the last lap, I'm gonna get P1. But you fell back behind Pool Diver and Kisiel on the last lap, which seemed kind of risky. But yeah, Kisiel sent that crazy dive bomb.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were doing. They both just lifted completely.
Yeah, we
Same
saw that as
DRS
well.
chicken.
Like
Yeah, it's
that.
insanely dangerous. Like,
Uh-huh.
I narrowly avoided them. I got past. Um, knowing the circumstances of, like,
Uh-huh.
uh, that final few corners, I knew something was gonna happen for sure. Like, even if they got past, they were gonna collide. It was just
Mhm.
meant to be. Like, bro, like it was, it was coming like since the beginning of the race, honestly.
Yeah, it's
And
been
I'm
coming
glad.
hard, and I think. How do you feel about getting 30 points over your main rival at the moment, Loris?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, I'm really glad I was able to show up today because originally I wasn't supposed to be able to race today, but I narrowly like joined
Hmm.
today mid sprint quali.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had no practice. That sprint quali lap was my first lap, so Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy with
we
how it went.
noticed. Yeah,
Yeah, P2,
yeah.
I mean, in the sprint as well, so we'll take it. It's only 1 point lost, and 1 point
Uh-huh.
lost from the fastest lap. So I think we did the most we could have done today. Maybe a few, things to focus on next time.
Hmm.
But like
Yeah.
considering like, I wasn't really able to do much practice, like I'll definitely take it.
Uh-huh. Arrow, do you have any questions, Arrow?
I mean, yeah, you did mention the uncertainty about showing up today, and you're not really used to showing up on big occasions. So it is good to have you racing here today. It was good to see you actually correct the mistakes that were made in qualifying throughout the race. But I have one topic to ask you about, which is probably more of a meta or strategic thing about the game, but who better to ask those things to than you. So we've seen both in Austria and this race, but it's been pretty much confirmed that the DRS train was very powerful, and that the individual pace of each driver mattered less and less as the race went on. Do you have What's your stats on this? Do you think this is good for the game, bad for the game? What's your general opinion on this?
Oh, this is horrible for the game. Like, it's just, creates boring races. No one likes to watch, um, races that just have DRS trains, and no one likes to race in races that have DRS trains. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, obviously it's not great for both the drivers and the commentators and the viewers as well. Like, it's just not good, like at all.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen a lot of strategic thinking going into place here, which maybe it would force some of the drivers to, to I don't know, to allocate more of their brain power to strategic thinking and racecraft. But
Brain
the
power is
counter,
great.
yeah, but the counter argument to this would be it also allows bringing maybe not a bit dumber drivers or maybe slower drivers into the race where they probably shouldn't be,
Yes,
so it
yeah, I
could
agree.
actually end up being more dangerous.
Yes, yeah, I completely agree. Like, um, there were complaints about a certain driver. I'm not gonna say who, but I think it's it's quite obvious already. Um, yes, like he got dragged in the DRS train and he was like committing atrocities like the entire race. So yeah, there's no way he doesn't get like blacklisted or season banned because my God, that was atrocious. Like, the goofiest racing I've ever seen in my entire life. Linga
Hmm.
Gulu Gulu racing, I swear to God. You're gonna laugh when you see the clips. I'm not exaggerating. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to see some Phil reactions on this because
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
But
well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Well.
very glad, it went my way in the end,
Mhm.
considering, um, I had to come in here with like basically no practice and,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
not the best conditions, but hopefully for the next race we will see Loris back, which is also hopefully going to prompt you to also try your best again. And having competition always brings the best in you. So yeah, hopefully we're going to see you fighting again with him toe to toe. We all like toes here, and yeah, I mean it's really
yeah,
good to see that
yeah.
in league racing. And yeah, hopefully next race is going to be even more entertaining.
Yeah, hopefully he shows up next race. I mean, he's definitely like probably my favorite driver to race against. Like, we've been doing it for like, you know, since the leagues, started, and I don't know. I guess like me and him like know how to race each other basically. So it rarely ever gone wrong. So I always like racing against him.
Yeah, I call cap. Anyway, thanks for the positive
All
and
right.
motivational message.
All
Um, and
right.
yeah, I'll give it back to Spinotto, and yeah, congrats for P1 again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Congrats.
Okay, well, so this is the end of the
Right.
interview. Thank you, Elias,
Yeah.
for coming in here in the commentator
Thank you.
booth.
Thank you very
Uh,
much.
yeah, and you are then free to go. And yeah, I wish you a nice rest.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Goodbye. Okay. Thank God he left. I hate
You,
this guy.
you want to do the Phil interview?
Yeah. Okay, let me bring Phil here. Move to... Okay, I cannot move him like this. Let's go like this. Hello,
Oh.
Phil.
Hello.
So, a lot of things to talk about. Strategic stuff, racing stuff, a lot of things have happened during your race. But I wanted to ask you before about qualifying. Qualifying has been something that you... we've seen better results from you in qualifying, that's for sure. So can you put the finger on anything regarding what might have gone wrong in in this track specifically, and is there some minor adjustments to make?
Honestly, just the lack of practice. I didn't do anything for Vegas this weekend, and yeah, it was lucky that I got the positions that I got. In the sprint, I never changed tires. I just put on a set of mediums and drove for 6 laps straight on them.
Okay.
That was not the smartest thing, but I wanted to have the soft for the sprint. And yeah, on the in the sprint it was just lack of pace for the main qualifying.
Interesting. So do you think more one lap pace practice should have gone into this race?
It should have been a lot more practice in general, to be fair. It's not like I did a whole bunch. Like I said, I not even did like a few laps of time trial before. I just bought it today, and maybe it wasn't the smartest decision, but I couldn't really bother after a terrible race on Friday in another league, and yeah, then basically doing stuff in real life today.
Interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that is a fair point. So yeah, hopefully the schedule is gonna be more favorable to you for the next races and allow you to practice a little bit more, so we can see more battling involving you. Not that you weren't in the front, but further up the field even. I think you could have been up there in the battle for the win most likely, because yeah, all those guys were all in the DRS train. So yeah, hopefully next race that's gonna be something we're gonna see from you. And yeah, I wanna ask Sbinotto if he has anything to ask Phil.
Phil, do you have any we saw you and Sol. Obviously, I mean, Sol also went on the soft in the sprint, but were you guys in the VC together? What went wrong for him?
Yeah, that was my idea, and so followed me. I told him if he doesn't want to try the soft tire on the sprint, he doesn't have to do it like me. It was basically my idea, but yeah, we were in the call together.
Uh-huh. So, okay. Any minor adjustments that Sol could make? Or maybe we're going to interview him about that. So,
Like I don't want to judge about anyone, basically. I guess for Saul, if he would also practice more like me, he could get better positions. But it's like also his choice if he wants to practice for races or not. So I'm not gonna force him,
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it for me, AERO.
Okay, well, so that's fair. I mean, yeah, very good points. I wanted to ask you, for next race. Hold on, next race is going to be Montreal, Canada.
Oh God, I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay, so that pretty much, that pretty much sums up your thoughts on that. So I don't even have a question to ask regarding Canada. So
Montreal is so bad. So bad. At least they fixed a bit of the track limit, but still it's so bad.
yeah, I mean the layout itself, I have to say it's I kind of like it, but for racing it's atrocious.
It was good in older games, Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
Since F122, it's undrivable.
Yeah, I gotta admit that is kind of true. So,
I remember when I was a really young Phil, I loved Canada because it was fast, it had the cool corners. But yeah, they ruined it in the new games.
yeah, I like that throwback to young Phil. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe they could fix the track next year, or maybe just the driving, because yeah, the driving doesn't help at all. For this track to be
I mean,
anything decent.
the track was undrivable in 23 because of track limits. It was okay to drive. It was just impossible to not get disqualified on this track. And 22 you spun like everywhere, but that's 22 things.
Yeah.
And yeah, in 24, I guess it's alright. They fix a bit of the track limits, but it feels like really inconsistent. Like when you get a track limit, for example, or when the car snaps, you don't really know why it happened or for what reason, what did I do wrong. It's just basically it's like they fixed Baku with the tarmac that it has now grip finally.
Oh yeah, remember they also had the white line being like
Yeah,
zero grip.
yeah, exactly. So I think they switched it up. They put the fucking tarmac from Baku last year, 23, onto
Oh.
Montreal.
Yeah, it could be. Honestly, it could be. But yeah, I mean that's something we're gonna see next race, and yeah, as we said, hopefully you can get a better showing in qualifying. And I wish
But
you to.
honestly, P4 feels kind of like a win today.
Okay, interesting.
It's not like like I said, I didn't do anything for this race, and having the clean fair battle with trains and coolers. I know they weren't happy that I brought a fight with them. The train said he wasn't the happiest that he thought he could catch up with Elias or something. I personally doubt it, but yeah, I think they are not too happy with me today.
I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I guess I can understand why, but then again, you were a group of three, and you guys were like bound to go for moves at some point. So, yeah, but that's something I guess we're gonna we're gonna see more discussion on in the league chat and potentially in tickets. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's all from us then. Do you have anything to add about your race, Phil?
Anything about to add for my race? Oh yeah. The first clip is also a really good summary. I send in clips for the stream. You will probably like it.
Okay, perfect. I will take a look at it with Sbinotto. We're gonna get a lot of pleasure to watch this. So thank you for being here in the commentator booth, and again congrats for P4, and we're gonna see you again next week in Canada.
Definitely.
All right,
Yeah.
see you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right.
What, Saul next, I guess, because we talked about him.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, let's get Saul in.
Okay,
Oh,
well, that's an
hello.
introduction. Hello. So, I don't know if you heard the Phil interview, but welcome, Saul, and give us a rundown for. We didn't watch you that much in the race, as there was a lot of action going on, but you were around there in around P10, right?
Yeah, the feature race.
Yeah. So, can you give us a rundown of your race? Any action that you were in?
Well, should I start from the beginning in the sprint race? Because I started very far down because I disconnected. I had a disconnect because my game was shitting itself, and I bottled my one and only lap.
Oh, okay.
And in
Yeah. So that was kind of underwhelming, I guess. I mean, compared to Phil, you guys were going for the mediums, right? For the medium qualifying.
yeah, that was like my thought at least. I wanted to try to use the medium
Uh-huh.
because he suggested the soft, which I trusted him on it, but it wasn't the right choice in the end. But it's whatever.
Did you make up any ground in the sprint race? I don't think so, right?
No, I got put in the wall by Squirt.
Oh. Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about him in the chat, and
Yeah.
I wanna see those clips. So if you if you can send any clips into the clips for stream thing, you can show us what
I can-
exactly it was about Squirt.
I can send 2 clips from the feature and sprint, but they're kind of shit because
Oh,
my
God.
clipping software, when I cut clips, the brightness gets turned up to 100 for some reason, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of looks like a flashback. Just a warning.
Okay, so we'll try to not burn our retinas off. AERO,
Yeah.
do you have anything to ask, Stol?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, I have peeked at the time trial leaderboards before heading into the race just to get a bit of an idea what one lap pace was looking like for most drivers, and I saw you had a pretty decent time, and I was wondering, apart from what you mentioned with the medium tire, do you think you extracted all of the medium tire, or did you feel like you left some pace on the table today?
No, I definitely didn't manage to extract nearly enough.
Okay, so you're an actual
I re-
noob. Okay.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Okay. Well, that is perfect.
So, do you need to practice more or something, or?
Yeah, it's pretty much the only solution, but it's kind of
Okay. Yeah,
annoying to practice when I just get crashed in or sit in DRS
yeah,
train the
that makes
entire
sense.
race. I don't enjoy this.
So,
Sucks
Yeah.
dick. This game.
so is
Oh,
it only
okay, well.
the crashing aspect of it, or also the DRS train and whatever that people were
The
discussing
DRS
about?
train, the driving, just in general, the game. It's my main issue.
Okay, okay. So it's not down to your personal. Well, it's down to also to your personal liking of the game, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah. So do you think improvements have to be made with I would say stewarding, but like the other drivers, racecraft and whatever? Do you think a lot of improvements have to be made in that way as well?
Some people.
Some people. Okay, we won't say names, but Skurt and Kizel. So okay, well that's. I don't have anything to ask. I don't know if Spinotto has anything else to ask.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. Did you think you? No, I don't.
Okay, well that's perfect. Thank you, Spinotto. So I hope you get more
I was
creative
gonna
with
ask you if you
Saxon after.
yeah, I was gonna ask if you finished quickly in the race, but I think we all
Oh.
know that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zox.
Yeah, okay, so nice
Yeah.
router. So let me just get Zoxon in real quick, and thank you for being here in the commentator booth, Sol. And
Yep.
yeah, good luck for Canada next week.
Thank you.
All right,
Goodbye.
goodbye. Okay, so
So I wanted to ask him if he finished quickly, but my entire setup just went up in flames.
oh, okay, well that's unlucky. So do you wanna lead the way with Zoxon, or should I?
No, can we talk about like the political and socioeconomic state of the world, or do we not have enough
All
time?
right, hello,
Oh, okay.
Zoxon. So
Hello.
yeah, so I wanted to ask a lot of things, but mainly,
Okay.
yeah, so mainly, do you think you lacked pace in qualifying, or was it just the track that was not your friend today?
Okay. The feature qualifying was the main problem of the feature qualifying was the track limits at the final chicane.
Mhm.
That has killed me twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other side, I just didn't have the pace, but you don't get points in the qualifying, so
That is
what
true.
gives?
That is true.
What
Although
gives?
something has to be said regarding qualifying, because as we've seen, the RS trains were really predominant this race, both in the sprint and in the feature race. So that kind of gives more importance to your position in qualifying. So do you think a mentality shift needs to happen and people start prioritizing qualifying a little bit more on this game?
Well, the thing is, I don't see qualifying as a big big part of this league race. Just more focused on the race, and
Mhm.
so Yeah, qualifying is of course important, and that's what I also sometimes practice about. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In the end, it was just P10 in the feature qualifying, so could have been better, but could have also been worse.
Sure, you could have been Leland. So yeah,
Yeah,
that is
true.
yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, yeah, we see a good philosophy. I mean, I also kind of had that philosophy of being a race merchant. But yeah, this game proves to, yeah, it's proving to make drivers question themselves about their philosophies again because, yeah, the DRS trains, they are very powerful and cannot be ignored. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, I mean, maybe next race is going to be more favorable for you to try and stay in the rest of other people. What do you think? You sound like a
That's
V8,
my
Stockton.
that's my opinion on this track. I don't know. I liked Montreal in all the games, but now I don't know. I don't even have a setup yet. I never raced a league race in here yet. Well, when I did the 5 lappers, I really didn't have the grip like other guys. But yeah, that's it.
I
You have to
see.
find. Yeah, the grip is a big problem in this track in this game. It is difficult, and well, I think I will also more likely go for a setup which is more grippy, which is more for the race and not for the qualifying, and we see about it next Sunday.
Yeah, I guess a lot of other drivers have also talked about the track being better in older games, and yeah, I mean stability. I think is going to be the main point for Canada as this track is very limited, and yeah, I mean I guess we're going to see a lot of different setup philosophies for next race, which I am very
Yeah,
eager
true.
to see,
Yeah,
and
true.
yeah, I hope you get a better race next time. But do you think you got a good result this
Um,
race?
Today I got a good result. I mean it was okay. It was not as good as the views we already have in this chat. Not that we need a website for this. We
That is for
already
sure.
have the best viewers. Um, on the other side, yeah, I mean it is okay. I don't think I was on pace with the others. Maybe because they had the better advantage of the VSC that I didn't got into onto the front against them. But yeah, it was okay. So
Could be worse,
I
right?
mean, could be worse.
Yeah,
P
exactly.
7 in the feature. I think it was also P6 and P7 in the sprint. There was two. There were 2 points. Yeah, I mean it's okay.
Yeah, so that was a non-negligible amount of points that Mercedes got. And talking about
I
this as
mean,
well.
one thing I have to do better. I just didn't have the right tire pressure in
Uh,
the sprint race. That's why I still lost to Phil, even though he had his strategic masterclass number 2345. Yeah, still could have been better, of course.
yeah, for sure. I mean, uh, yeah. I mean, I forgot what I was gonna ask. So, I mean, that's everything for me then. What about you, Sbinotto?
No, I have nothing to add. I think Zoxen we saw. Fuck hell. We So we saw you Zoxen trading places with I think it was Reese throughout the entire race. I think it was well managed between you two guys, and it was kind of
Yeah.
exciting to see you guys just yeah, keeping it at your own pace, not really involved, just seeing who's gonna be seventh and who's gonna be eighth. So yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, Drew. It was already clear he had his 3 seconds time penalty, and the thing is, yeah, I just wanted to still get in front of War, and I don't think I had to pay for the guys in front. So that's the best thing I could have done. So
Yeah.
it was boring, but I think it was the best.
Yeah.
Boring strategy, but it
So
was the
it-
best strategy.
Yeah. So that's it for me, Arrow.
All right. Well, I wanted to add one more thing because I remember what I was gonna ask. At some point during the race, you had a McLaren versus Mercedes battle, which was kind of entertaining, but also, yeah, in those positions, how do you feel? Do you feel comfortable being so close to your teammate and having to potentially have a bit of team play while also focusing on overtaking the cars ahead? How comfortable are you in those positions?
I mean, with the fact that we are on par on pace, could get. I think we both could get a bit more teamwork. We are not in the same voice chat,
Uh-huh.
but still, it works well, and I'm glad I have a teammate like him.
Wow, very awesome. This is much better than Phil just saying solid shit for not practicing. This guy is insufferable, man. Anyway, that's very good, man. Honestly, I'm glad everything's going well within Mercedes, because when a certain Swedish driver was there, it was not going well. But yeah, I mean, that is all I have to ask you, and Sbinotto already made it clear he doesn't have anything else to ask. So yeah, I wish you have a great race in Canada, and yeah, I mean, yeah, just good luck.
Yeah, was all. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all right, goodbye, man.
Want to say you too?
Yeah, I know, I've noticed.
Maybe. Anyway, so goodbye.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Goodbye, Zach. All right, so coolest is gonna get in, and so Sbinotto will lead the way with the interview. I'm just waiting for him to get into a VC for us to be able to drag him. So let me just tell him. Coolest. Okay. So I think he got the memo. Let's see if he wants to get in. Well, in the meantime, I have to say, okay. Oh,
Okay, yeah.
okay. So I think Coolest just woke up. So we're gonna get him in whenever he wants to get into
What
a
did you
VC.
say? Something important? You wanted to say something? Okay, never mind.
Oh, hello.
So, hello, coolest. Yeah, welcome. A bit of a heartbreak in those last few laps of the feature race. Talk us through how you got that time penalty and that frustration that led up to the crash
Okay.
before you crossed the line.
Okay, so, well, the interesting thing is, from my perspective, the heartbreak happened earlier in the race than long before the time penalty happened. But as for the time penalty, we'll start with that. So, I used this interesting strategy where I turned in about 5 miles too soon for the corner. And then I got launched over the curb at the final chicane on the inside, and I got a warning for that. And then when I landed on the other side of the track and then drove off the track because I couldn't make the corner anymore, and then got a second warning straight away. There's a clip in
Like 2 warnings in one.
yeah, pretty much. So there's a clip in Clips for Stream I saw that Zuxon posted, that shows him doing basically the exact same thing I did. So you'll get to see
Alright.
you'll get to see how it happened. But
Yeah.
there was I already had some frustrations before that point, shall we say?
So, talk us through those frustrations. You mentioned the heartbreak happened earlier before that corner cut, but to our perspectives, I mean, it seemed like a pretty clean race.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for me is I think I definitely had I had the pace. I mean, not I didn't have quite the pace of the top guys, but I was fast enough that I would have easily been able to stay within the DRS train.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there was an interesting moment on lap 3 of the race, going into the first corner, where a very special Haas driver by the name of Reese decided it would be interesting if he didn't brake for the first corner, which drove me, and then drove into me as well. So that pushed me quite wide, and then that allowed Phil to go through as well, and it lost quite a lot of time, which would then turn out to be time that we would never make up. And because of that, and then also some other things like Phil fighting quite hard, even though me and Trains were trying not to fight, we were just never able to catch up to the DRS train of the front guys, and yeah, pretty much after the VSC, which I think pretty clearly should have been a safety car, so some great Codemaster stuff again. After that happened and we made the pit stops, I was pretty much just I just disengaged from the race. I was just like, yeah, I'll keep driving in case there's a safety car, but I didn't need to put in much effort to stay with those guys because the DRS train is just so insanely powerful. So I was just sat there, legs crossed, driving around, waiting for something to happen. So I wasn't exactly at my peak focus, and I think that's probably why I got the penalty.
Yeah. And you did say that I think in Lee chat you did mention that I forgot this guy's name. Convoy aficionado. I think that's Trains.
It is Trains, yes.
You did mention that he wasn't very clean throughout the race. Comment on that?
So it was interesting that that's how you understood it, because what I actually said was that this race he was actually the cleanest driver on the track.
Okay. So if you're clean the rest of the season, I forgive you. That's the message.
Yeah. And yeah, basically we had me and Trains had a little coming together in Bahrain. You know, continued the rivalry from F2, which wasn't much of a rivalry because he was a lot better than me. But yeah, he was. Trains actually drove very well in that race. We had some nice, clean Bahrain DRS passes, and he was also, like I say, he was one of the few people who seemed to understand how the DRS trains work. So he wasn't trying to waste time by fighting.
Yeah, that made sense. AERO, we have anything to add?
Not really. I think I want to have your opinion as well on what I asked someone else about. I already forgot, but yeah. So I asked someone else about the strategic impact of DRS trains and how you think it affects the game and league racing as a whole. Because we saw, of course, that DRS trains are good in a way because it means that pace doesn't matter so much, which can be also a bad point, which is what we're gonna get to as well. But it also can bring some more slower or dangerous drivers into a battle they would naturally not be in. So what's your stance on the whole DRS train situation, and yeah, how do you think it could impact the races?
Yeah, so I think honestly, the DRS trains this year is just it's so ridiculous, man. I don't know if it almost feels like they managed to make it worse with a patch somewhere through the game. Because I don't remember it being this bad in season 7, but maybe I'm just my memory is not the best, so I would take that with a pinch of salt. But in any case, the DRS trains in pretty much every race so far this season have just been abysmal, honestly, because the thing is, it provides, like you mentioned, it provides really close racing for, whatever DRS train you're in. You'll get to fight, whoever's around you really well and really close for the entire race, if that's what you want to do. But the problem is, basically, no matter what your pace is, you can't jump between DRS trains, right? So if you're the fastest guy on the track, but you end up in the back DRS train, the third out of 3 or something like that, you're just going to be stuck there for the rest of the race. You have no control to make any kind of impact on that. So I think that is something that, for me personally, has been very demoralizing, very demotivating with the season so far. I can only hope that it somehow improves. I mean, it's not going to improve with a patch, but maybe the track selection makes that become less of a factor later on in the year. Not too sure, but yeah, it's for me. It's been from my experience driving, it's definitely been a big negative because it's like I'm not racing on my own ability so much as I'm racing on my ability to, have a lucky and clean first few laps of the race and not get taken out at any point. Which, yeah, that's never what you want to see.
Yeah, that is a fair point, and thank you for sharing your opinion. I see that also has sparked a bit of other opinions in chat, especially with Saul mentioning there is no reason to be in free air now since the RS train. And
Yeah.
dirty air is not there. Yeah, that is also something that we need to mention. Dirty air is really
Yes.
non-existent in this game.
It's
So
gone. Yeah,
yeah.
it impacts the strategy a lot as well. That's another thing. It's like strategy is dead. I can't do anything different with strategy on this game because the only viable strategy is just do whatever the cars around you are doing. Because like, if you try to do something else, if you try to do start on a different tire, overcut, undercut, go short, go long, whatever, if you do that, then you'll be out of the DRS train and then you're just screwed. So yeah, it limits your options so much.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I think it's a little bit more in depth than that, but it is true though that last year, for example, we had more. How can I say? The strategy you went for, what decided if it was good, was what you were doing and not what the others were doing
Yes.
as much.
Yes.
Um,
It's like today you probably you probably saw I was I was considering starting on the softs in the feature race today, but when I saw that everybody else was starting on mediums, I was like, well, there's no point. I can't start on softs. That is what I would have preferred to do. I would have wanted to try it, see if I could make it work and make up some places, but that's just not how the races go these days.
yeah, that is true. I mean, I'm not gonna go too in depth in like the possibilities that there is, but it is for sure that for most people, if there's no stupid pace advantage, it is just not worth it to go with a different strategy. That is for sure. And we see as well trade saying it's why F2 cars work better. It is. I mean, it is personally something. Of course, I get behind because yeah, the DRS. Although the DRS trade is still present, there is less effect of battery. There's less effect of slipstream, and it is of course slightly different racing in my opinion. But yeah, I mean that is everything I actually wanted to ask, and thank you again for your insight on that. Sbinotto, do you have anything to ask Coolest about?
No, I'm done.
Okay, well, that is perfect then. Thank you, Coolest, for being in the commentator booth with us.
Problem?
And yeah, I wish you good luck for Canada next.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, so with that last interview done, we're gonna now switch to
Clips for stream, yeah.
Exactly, yeah, clips for stream. So let me see if Discord is getting picked up here. It is not at the moment. Let me see if I can get it working. Yes, it is. It is getting picked up. So let me just maybe make it a bit bigger like this. Yes, perfect. So do you need me to stream? Yeah, I should probably stream for you.
No, okay, yeah, sure. I can just open the clips at the same time. But yeah.
Well, I think it's a bit better like this. So you're not gonna get audio, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So first you have GD season, yeah, I believe. The title run. If something happens to Pareto. Okay, what do you have after? Okay, coolest reaction, very good.
Yeah.
That is true. So I had a
Phil.
hunch from second one. Okay, let's look at this.
I hate this squirt guy. He's annoying as fuck.
Yes.
I can't hear what he said. Okay, I'm just gonna watch the clip.
Okay, so what he said was wait, what did he say again?
Squirt guy.
I hate that squirt guy.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yes.
Saul saying yes, as he usually does. So yeah, he agrees with that. Phil is so sexy. Yes, for real. I am indeed sexy Phil. Okay, so this is Prime LRC Brain Rot. And we go now to an actual clip with Phil's start on the grid, starting in P8. A POV that we didn't get because, yeah, we were forced to miss the start. Oh,
And
it's
oh my
going for a
god, down
dive.
the inside.
Absolutely vile dive. Yeah, just allowing him to get the position, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Not much more to do
Reese
from Phil's
ahead.
side.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, I guess Reese is gonna back off because Phil. Oh, Phil.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Well,
I think we saw that live.
I don't know, but it is for sure more impressive to watch it from this POV. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Cold, the guy that reacts with cold to everything, that was not cold. That I have to tell you. Up next, another clip. Oh, okay.
He's such an idiot.
Okay.
It's
from
such an
some
idiot.
language.
Yeah. Very strong words here. A bold claim here from Phil. Oh my god! Okay, yeah.
God.
Right. So, yeah. So that's like suboptimal outside.
Is that scored? Or is that
No.
Reese? I don't get it.
That's Reese, the Alps
Okay.
Wolf. Yeah, that's Reese.
Keine Reifenprobleme zurzeit. Konzentrier dich aufs Fahren.
Holy.
Jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah. Jubskaren. So, that is...
2 warnings like a boss. This is how Coolest said he got those 2 warnings. So let's see this face
Okay.
cam.
Okay, well, let's see, yeah. So heading into the...
Yeah, he jumps over
Oh.
So
and
shit.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Every lap I just go in the completely.
So,
Yeah, you mount that curb. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Can a ride height fix that? I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay.
And suspension settings. But that is crazy. How did he get... Hold on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So he got
I don't know
pushed
how he got that
away. He
warning.
got pushed wide by the curb.
Uh-huh.
And they still got the track limit. This is absolutely stupid.
Okay. Yeah, the second one I understand, but the
Yeah.
first one is weird. I don't get it.
It's so shit.
Exactly. It's a little bit weird,
The
but...
involvement. Every lap I just go in the completely sideways. Even if I'm not braking, I get rear locking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
we hear Kulas complaining about rear locking in the background. But yeah, this is yeah, very weird double warning here.
Yeah. What about Phil?
Oh my god.
What a drift.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, just managed. to
I
keep
like the
it.
understated reaction. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was about to DLF there. Okay, well, still, that was a cool clip.
Okay.
I think this tire was just a tiny bit
Voxen
over the
again.
line. Yeah, but it needs to be completely over the line. That's the thing for the track limit. And all 4 need to be out of the track.
Mhm. Okay, another one by Toxin.
So yeah, let me see.
Like a needle. Yeah, that was the Hakkinen move that I spoke of. Actually, no, it's not. It's another one.
Oh, that is...
Just barely manages to get through there. The ever-closing gap between, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the DRS, he gets it. So, yeah, well done.
Another Phil one.
Yeah, Phil, yeah.
Yeah, this was the one that I talked about. The Hakkinen one. Him and Coolest overtaking trains. And him overtaking Coolest.
Uh-oh.
And then trains re-overtaking Coolest.
Keine Überholmanöver, solange du gelbe Flaggen siehst.
Yeah.
German engineer.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, that's how he gets the P4.
Yeah.
The 7/10 gap as well.
Oh, nice play. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's celebrating it.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that was a great bet in the end.
Those reactions are always priceless. Oh yeah, and then Coolest
What the fuck?
fucking himself in the wall.
No.
Oh, we
Yeah.
should have asked him about this actually.
I
About
did,
DNF.
I asked him about I
Yeah.
asked him about the crash. He
Oh, you
said,
did?
oh, the
Okay.
heartbreak was again.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Well, Quali
That's your
Merchant.
fault.
Quali Merchant.
Call the merchant.
Oh my god. Oh,
This microphone is
My
lo-
God,
like,
I just
taking off. It's so
invalidated it.
loud.
it's a mic, bro. Sometimes in VC, it sounds like I can hear
rumbling.
the blood traveling through his veins. It is actually crazy. But anyway, yeah, quality merch.
Another Zoxen one. Toto slamming the table in the background.
Let's look at this.
Yeah, like
Oh,
jeez.
My teammate just nearly squeezed me.
holy.
Uh-huh.
Let me see again. Okay, so yeah, Porky going for the move. Oh,
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. It's lucky I didn't get damage there.
yeah.
My teammate just nearly squeezed me.
Yeah, that was dangerous, but yeah, I guess no damage. That's the.
I don't
thing.
wanna buy Zoxen again.
He doesn't wanna.
Oh my fucking god, what am I seeing?
What's he doing, dude?
You're fucked, Arius. This car out to kill you.
Jesus.
You backed up like a 3 cars.
Okay.
Jeez. Elias rage, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes.
Mog billowing from the LRC. Alright, anyway. Can
Okay.
someone check out Toto, please?
Let's look at this then. Check Toto.
At Toto.
Okay, chasing both McLarens
No.
here. Gabon
Not
and
going
War.
3 wide.
Oh, yeah. We heard you had Bona in the chat as well. We see with them.
Mhm.
Oh, he gets bomb back by
Oh
his
my
teammate.
god, yeah.
Got hit from behind.
Yeah, so that was
Sounds
the
like there's a helicopter in this room, holy shit. Yeah.
yeah, that was the McLaren and Mercedes fight we were talking about.
Yeah.
You can slow down on the Twitch player. Yeah, I know, but I just prefer to go pausing because I'm an idiot. Just don't worry.
A wild Squirtle appeared.
Squirtle. Oh yeah.
Beware.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God,
the thing.
son of
How
a
is that not a safety?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I just want to say
Yeah, that's
beware.
crazy. That is crazy. Honestly, a VSC
Yeah.
out of this is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Because there was a mini pileup at some point, but yeah.
Let's see Salt flashbangs here.
Oh god. Holy shit, the Mexico filter.
Around the outside.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
oh my god, what the hell?
Squirch.
Jesus Christ.
What is wrong with this guy? I mean, suboptimal move.
Okay. Yeah. Next flip, trimmer
Yeah.
shave. In the sights.
Trimmer pave. So there might be a POV of that incident. Yeah, of Squirt.
Oh my god,
Oh
yes.
my god.
What a surprise.
What is this rejoin as well? Oh my god, Sol.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I got the
Oh, wait.
first Porky.
An illegal overtake
Yeah.
on Porky.
Okay.
I got the
But I felt like he got past before the... Oh no,
Yeah,
because
I
of yellow
also
flag.
think that.
And the VSC just got out now as he was getting past Trimmer Shave and Porky.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite unlucky from Sol. That I have to say.
Okay, and there's a last one by Freakson.
Frickson. Yeah,
Frickson,
Frickson.
yeah.
Let's look at Frickson.
Okay, nice frame rate.
Holy shit. 1 frame per sometimes. Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's,
his POV.
that's
Oh my
another
god.
weird.
Man.
Oh my god.
Oh, yo.
Jesus
10 seconds
Christ.
for a collision.
10 seconds. That's crazy.
That is crazy,
That was a
man.
crazy rejoin
Poor
by
Porky.
Skirt.
Poor Porky, man. Holy shit. Well, fair to say this is gonna get removed. I cannot open those things, but yeah, that's gonna get removed. I would say. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not all decided yet. The finishing positions are still prone to be changed. Probably not within the top 3, I would guess. But I mean, we never know. We'll see. Can we ban this squitting guy?
We'll see.
Man, at some point we will. Okay, I gotta maybe change scenes for now. And yeah, so that is gonna be everything for today. Thanks a lot, Sbinotto, for being part of the commentating team today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for streaming.
Yeah, it was.
No,
a
it wasn't
pleasure.
easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, bro. You were on the grid like 3 times.
Yeah, it wasn't really easy, but at least I hope after everything got figured out, that it was
Yeah,
an
I
enjoyable
hope
experience.
it was a good stream to watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope it was good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, guys, thanks to everyone for being part of this stream, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.